Well, welcome to the Dashing Upward Debt Snowball Accelerator tutorial. My name is Mike Fry. I am the founder of Dashing Upward. I've developed this tool to hopefully help you get out of debt. And I'm just going to spend a few minutes right now just walking you through step by step on how to use the tool and a couple little spots to make adjustments as you are working through your financial journey and getting out of debt. And I'm hoping this tool can help you out. So as you see on my screen here, this is our page one of the Debt Snowball Accelerator, the input and summary page. So I am going to make this page a little bit bigger so we can see what we have done. On our Snowball Accelerator, what we have put together is that you are only able to enter data in white boxes. Everything else is for summary and for results of the calculation to help you through the process. So it's going to be really, really simple to get up and running with this calculator. So as you see right here up on the first page under step one right here, you'll see we have to enter a date, select a method, and then enter extra money. So right off the bat, I'm just going to go ahead and put in there January 1st, 2025 as our start date. And then you're going to come down and tab down to either a snowball or avalanche. Basically, the difference here is that the snowball, what it does is it will order your debt payoff where the smaller debts or quicker paid off debts will get handled first, and then that money will snowball to the next debt. I'll explain more of that in a few minutes. The other method, which is the avalanche method, that actually takes the highest interest rate that you're paying and it pays the highest interest rate debts off first. So in most cases, I prefer the snowball. And the reason I prefer the snowball is debt is not a fun thing. And having some victories to keep you motivated will help keep you on track of getting out of debt. So by having some victories and seeing some debts getting dropped off, it will keep you on track and it will keep you feeling good about making progress going forward. So I would recommend start with the snowball. You can toggle back and forth and see what the differences are. But those are the two popular ways to go ahead and accelerate your debt payoff. The next box here is the extra monthly payment. So what happens when people are paying their debts off, one of the mistakes that are made is they don't concentrate on one debt at a time. They pay above the minimum on 3 or 4 of their debts, and it just causes things just not to move very quickly. So what we're going to do is actually ask you for the minimum monthly payment for each debt that you have. And then we're going to take everything over the minimum that you're paying and apply it towards the smallest debt to knock that thing out as quick as possible. So on top of that, if we're able to find by just doing a better job budgeting your money, an extra $100 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, whatever that number is, that is the number you're going to put into this box right here. So just for now, let's just put $100 a month in there so you can see what will happen. And you can see right now, even though we don't have any debts, we have a $100 monthly payment going in. So far 3 boxes, and that's it. The next section is where you're going to enter all your debt information. So I have put together just a few little sample debts here that we're going to enter. And you're going to go ahead and put in your mortgage And let's say that mortgage is $175,000 at a 5% interest rate, and let's say your payment on that is $1,325 a month. Now, when we're entering the mortgage payment, what we're asking for is your principal and interest. We're not asking for your escrow amount, your taxes, or your insurance. We're just talking about the loan information. How much are you paying to the bank to pay off that loan? I'm just making up these numbers as an illustration, but you can see right off the bat on that mortgage, if we are paying $1,325 a month, and let me actually go back and set this to 0 for a minute, at a 5% interest rate, you can see that that mortgage has 192 months left before it's paid off. It will be paid off February 2041, and if I scroll over here, you'll see here's the progress. Our current initial balance is $175,000. You're going to end up paying about $80,000 of interest over the time of that loan. And since we are in February and I started this in January, we've paid off $600 of that debt so far. So on the right here, you can see here's the breakdown of the mortgage. And on the other pages, you'll also see that mortgage is listed right here. There's the mortgage, current balance, the interest rate. That should be, the current balance is really your starting balance. The current balance will be on the next tab. Interest rate, minimum payment, how many months to pay it off. And then this right here is showing every month of what that payment is. And you can see it's paying for quite a long time because we're just looking at the mortgage. And here, 2041, that mortgage is paid off. That is how the payment schedule would work. And then on the next tab, which is your balance and adjustments, this is showing you, here's your mortgage, and this column is showing you your ongoing balance and the month of that balance, okay? And then there's a white box. And remember, the white boxes are the only thing you can make adjustments on. And so on this one here, you can see if you had other debts listed, that's what this would pertain to. But right now, we're just looking at this section right here. And so if for some reason, let's just say we wanted to make an adjustment on this balance, such as, let's say you applied an extra $10,000 to the debt at that point, as far as making a payment. You would just do a negative $10,000, and you'll see that our balance went down $10,000. Okay, and it works the other way. If this was not a negative 10,000, but let's say there was a fee or some kind of a error at the bank, and this was actually 10,000 more the other way, you would see that that mortgage went up from 173 to 183. Okay, so I'm giving you, with our Snowball, every debt we have, we can make adjustments along the way if we need to make an adjustment to the balance of that debt. So anyway, let me go back to the input screen. This is where we were, and let me enter a few more debts. So right off the bat, you can see that this is going to be 192 months that this mortgage is going to get paid off. So if we were able to go in and pay an extra $300 a month, you'll see that we knocked off about 49 months of that debt. And it shows that now it would be paid off in January 2037. So we're not worrying about that right now, but that's the power of the tool, to show you, if we apply more money towards the debt, how quick we can get it paid off. So let me explain what snowballing means. Snowballing, what happens with most people when they pay their debts is, well, let me go ahead and enter these debts in. So they have that, they have a credit card. You may have a credit card, let's say that balance is $62.75. And that interest rate is a lovely 22%. And let's say your payment is $140 a month on that. And then you have a car loan. And let's say that is $22,000. and let's say that's 8%, and let's say your payment is $450 on that one, and let's say you bought some furniture, and you have a furniture credit card, and let's say that is $3,500, and that, again, that is going to be an ugly 22%, and let's say your payment on that is $150 a month. Okay, so here's what happens. What most people will do when they do their debt, and let me make this a little larger again, is what they'll do is they will pay these minimums right here, the 1325, the 140, the 450, and the 450. And then this credit card, let's see, which one's going to get paid off first? The furniture is going to get paid off first. And that furniture is going to get paid off in 30 months. So what happens is in 30 months, when this person pays off that furniture, they end up taking this $150 that was being applied towards the furniture, and they just put it back into their lifestyle and they spend the money. And then they pay off the credit card, and then that 140 gets back in their lifestyle. And then you probably end up maybe possibly going back into more debt because you feel like you have an extra $150 a month to spend. So I can go ahead and I can afford another $3,500 loan. And the problem you have is, look at this interest that you are paying. $1,100, $4,400, $4,600, $60,000. This is money that is leaving you and leaving your family forever. Once that money is gone, it never comes back. And you're not only losing the interest that you've paid out on these loans, but you've lost what that interest can earn for you. So if you were, instead of paying the bank $1,100 in interest, and were able to invest $1,100 because you were not in debt, that is going to have a tremendous effect on your future, in your future savings, in your future retirement, and future obligations that you may have, and just saving money. So what we want to do is develop habits of not causing more debt, and then developing habits of whatever we're spending on our debt now, we want to stay at that level of spending until all the debt is gone. That will do two things. It's going to accelerate your debt payoff, but it's also going to keep you hopefully from causing more debt, because you're not going to feel like you have extra money to spend to go get more debt. So the snowball, what it's doing is saying, okay, you paid off this 150. Now when that 150 is, or this furniture is paid off, that 150 now is going to apply towards this next debt. So now instead of paying 140 on the credit card, you're paying 140 and the 150, you're paying $290 on that credit card. And as that credit card is getting paid off, then that 290 that you were paying there, once the credit card is gone, is that 290 is applying towards this 450. And so now you're paying the 450 and the 290 to accelerate the car loan. And that is what is called snowballing your debt. It is just taking the payments, accelerating those down, applying that to the next loan to get that one paid off, and creating some momentum to completely wipe your debt out as fast as possible. Now, I have the mortgage included on here. I'm not going to get into the conversation on should you pay your mortgage off or not pay your mortgage off. That's another video that we can do. But for our illustration today, I am going to show paying your mortgage off, just to show you how much power is involved if you do snowball, and if you do want to pay off all your debt, including your mortgage, and how fast that actually can be done. Okay, so let me go back. If you snowballed, if you remember, when I just had your mortgage on here, this month the payoff was 192 months. By adding no additional money and just snowballing these debts as they get paid off, it actually got your mortgage and everything gone in 134 months rather than 192 months. And that's just because we snowballed. We did not add any additional money to your debt payoff. We just snowballed it and didn't create any more debt. So what happens if we actually apply some extra money to the debt? And that's going back to this number right here. So let's say now we do put in an extra $100. That's going to take us from 134 down to 125. That knocked off almost a year of your payments and got you out of debt that much quicker. Okay, so we're talking about now in 10 years applying an extra $100 a month and snowballing your debt rather than spending your payment once the debt is gone. You could be completely debt free in this example in about 10 years. And then once you get going and raises happen and motivation happens and you see some progress being made, this number tends to increase for people, the extra monthly payment. So now let's say if we're able to do $500 a month. Now we're talking about having it paid off in 99 months and being done. That is the power of debt snowballing in our Debt Snowball Accelerator spreadsheet here that we put together for you. So let me use those numbers now. I'm going to go to the next page. I will make this larger. And here's what we're showing on the payment schedule. So the payment schedule is showing that we're going to pay off the furniture first, then the credit card, then your car loan, and then the mortgage. So down below, it's showing us, okay, so in February, our extra money that we snowballed was the $500, which means we're applying not $150 to the furniture debt, but we're applying $650 to the furniture. And that will be gone by July. That furniture will be gone. And there's your first victory. Gone. Instead of originally, I believe that was going to be gone originally in 31 months. And now if you're able to apply that extra $500, instead of 39 months or whatever it was, now it's a matter of about 6 months. And that money in that furniture is paid off and completed. So what happens after that? Furniture gets paid off. This $650 that was being applied towards the furniture, you can see now is right here, $650. And that is now being applied towards the credit card. So the credit card went from $140 a month plus the $650 to now $790. Now the key is that we're not charging more things on your credit card. We are just paying off that balance. We are not creating more debt. We are living within our means and spending less than we're making. And now we're applying $790 towards the credit card. And that snowballed. And you can see by April, that is gone. So in 1 year, about 15 months, this person would have had the furniture and credit card completely paid off. And then that $790 that they were applying towards the credit card, now you'll see is here. And that is now applying towards your car loan. So the car loan you were paying $450. And now that the snowball and the credit card's paid off, you're paying the $450 plus the $79, and there's your $1,200 and $1,240 you're applying towards the car, which means that car will get paid off very quickly. And right there, it is paid off. So basically, in about 30 months, your debt of car, credit card, and furniture, in this case, would be completely gone in this example. Then we get to, when that's done, now we can make a decision. Okay, do we want to accelerate and pay our mortgage off? Or do we want to take this $1,240 and start building some wealth and start saving and investing that money? That's a conversation to have at that time. But this is at least going to give you the tool to say, I'm now in a position where I'm debt free except for my mortgage. And now I'm either paying my mortgage off or I'm saving money. If you don't have money saved, if you don't have an emergency account, if you don't have some money being put away, I would recommend possibly saving this money and building up a nest egg to keep you out of debt in the future. But this simply is showing you the payment schedule of the debt snowball, and every month how much you would pay towards each debt that you have. Now, the next page is your balances and adjustments. So this is where you're going to look at, here's the furniture, and you can see there's the balances going down. So this gives you a page where you can look at any time and see what your current balance is on those loans. And this is also where you would make a modification. So for example, let's say in August 2025, let's just say you got a bonus and your bonus was $5,000 and you're like, I want to get this done. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do a negative $5,000, which means I am applying an extra $5,000 to my credit card payment. And you can see that balance went from 5,900 to 256 to zero. And that's because on the payment plan over here, you now have paid that off and then accelerated to the car at that point. So our tool will give you the ability to make a one-time payment at some point, or if unfortunately it goes the other way, and let's say you ended up having to charge $2,500 or whatever that number is, and I added $2,500, not a minus sign, you'll see the balance went up. And then that would be reflected that, okay, that credit card is not going to get paid off quite as quick because we charged more on the credit card. But what will happen is the tool will give you the ability to actually use real world situations as your debts go up and down in value. Our tool here will give you the ability to have 20 different debts in there, which you're able to put in. It also will show you on the summary page how many months are left on each debt, what the payoff date is, how much that payment is this month. So you don't even have to go to those other tabs if you don't want to. This will give you everything you need. And then we have this great little bar graph here that will show you your progress. So for example, let's just say we started this 6 months ago, just to show some progress on the bar graph. So let's say this is now showing that we've been paying for a while. So you can see that our original balance was $206,000. We've paid off 12 grand. So now this is showing us, okay, this is we're working our way up. We want more green and less red. And there you go. So anyway, that's just a quick tutorial on how to use the Dashing Upward Debt Snowball Accelerator. I'm very excited about this tool. I'm hoping that it is a blessing to you. I'm hoping that it will motivate you to help get you out of debt, get you on track. We have all kinds of resources at dashingupward.com, and recommend that you go there to dig into some more videos and find more resources. So this is Mike Fry signing off. Thank you very much.